Welcome back to my playthrough of Panzer Corp 2, where I am on the scenario that follows the drive to the Channel coast, and my job is to drive through Paris and sort of clean up western France. I've decided to add 3 units in this scenario. I have 5 extra core slots, so what I've added is a new 1-point level bomber, a Dornier 17Z, which is a terrible plane, but I needed a 1-slot unit, and that seemed to be the best available. I also added a 2-slot Junkers 88A level bomber because I wanted a 2nd level bomber. And then I also added a Panzer 4D, another low muzzle velocity, high caliber, better against infantry, not as good against tanks, but still pretty good overall tank. So I have that one added. And then as far as the map, what the map looks like, and by the way, I have 4 infantry, 5 armor, 4 artillery, 3 fighters, 2 dive bombers, and 3 level bombers. Probably I'm going to need another fighter. That could be definitely argued, but for now I'm going with these 3. I think I'll need more when it comes to Russia, but I can build those up, I think, in the first scenarios of Barbarossa. If I end up in Russia, I'm not sure how this campaign will go, whether I'll have scenarios before Russia. I think there's a Crete scenario I saw on a YouTube video, just a mention of Crete. I didn't watch the video. So for that one, I'm probably going to want more fighters because it would be critical to maintain air superiority over Crete. Anyway, for this scenario, the briefing mentioned that there would be strong opposition near Rouen. So what I expect is to face a big battle here near Le Havre and Rouen before I break across the river and I'm able to advance to the Normandy area, Caen, Cherbourg. Cherbourg, by the way, is an optional objective, but of course I'd like to get the prestige for it, and then advance south to Le Mans and Orléans. So, by the way, my French is terrible. I'll try to pronounce the names, but I'm sure I'm not getting them quite right, or even right at all. I think what I'll do is I'll have basically a 2-pronged approach. So I'll have a force that advances west through Rouen. That'll be the stronger force, and then along the coast. And then I'll also have a force that advances directly on Paris from the north and from the northeast. I think Paris may not be defended because historically the French declared it an open city and the Germans were able to advance directly in. So let's see what's there. And then advance eventually south to Orleans. I think the big job will be to get across this river and win the battle at Rouen. Once that's done, I think it should be pretty open. I hope. So let's start deployment. If I bring back up my units, I think what I'll do is, as usual, I'll try to deploy the artillery forward to give them a chance to fire on the first turn and then move far if possible. So I believe that I will dedicate 2 artillery to each approach, although I think I will dedicate my large artillery, my 210 artillery, to the northern approach because I bet I face more armor in the north. Then I'll dedicate, actually, you know, I may go with a 3rd artillery here. He can potentially go south toward Paris or swing west toward the Rouen axis. So that's how I'll deploy it. 2 artillery intended to go west, 2 intended to go south, but this one is a flexible artillery, I would say. Next, let me deploy my infantry since they also have low movement like the artillery. I'll probably send 2 infantry in each direction, but I plan to send my best infantry west, my best pioneers west. So let's do that. I think I might still have a leader to deploy. Let's see. If I go here, assign hero. Nope, they're all deployed. Okay. And then let's assign the 2 infantry and that'll go south. So we'll put one here, and we'll put the other, I think here, because I think what I'll end up doing is sending it south along the road toward Paris and maybe even cross the river here. But I think this is the best hex to start that. Now for the tanks, I definitely want a strong anti-armor tank to go west. I thought that guy had a leader, but it's actually just a battle decoration. So let me send this tank west, and let me also send the tank with the leader, the Panzer Corp west, and then I'll send my most experienced Panzer Corp he'll go west. Let me pick him up. I'll put him in another hex. I'm going to put him here. He'll probably go west. It's not 100% though. In the south, let me assign my Panzer 3 and then Panzer 4, I believe. And then for my air, probably I'll face the most opposition in the west. And for my Stukas, let's sort of give them some flexibility. My best level bomber will definitely be headed west. My other level bomber is flexible. And my terrible Dornier 17Z, which looks really cool, by the way. It's a very cool looking plane if you look at the model. I like how it looks. I'll deploy it kind of centrally and decide what to do with it later. Okay, so deployment is complete. And it's time to start the first... Oh, actually, let's look quickly at upgrades. I don't think there's any upgrades I want to do, but let me just check. Because I only get 3 upgrades per scenario. So sometimes it could be useful to... you know what, I'm going to pull up a tank. Let me pull up this Panzer 3. I will undeploy it. Then I will move it to reserve. I wonder if I can upgrade a unit without... Yeah, let me move this guy out of reserve. I will then upgrade him so he's upgraded for a future scenario. I wonder why it won't let me upgrade him. Upgrade. Here. Maybe because I have too many core slots. So let me pull up another unit. I'll pull up this tank. And then I will move it to reserve. Maybe that will allow me to upgrade. Yep, now I can upgrade this guy, so I'll upgrade him. Just in case I need him in a future scenario, then he's at least upgraded. I'll send him back to the reserve. Is there anything else here I want to upgrade? I don't think I have any more upgrades possible. So let's pull back out the 2 reserve tanks that I sent. We will pull out this tank and this tank from the reserves. And then we can deploy them here and here. Okay, so now let's get going. Turn 1. Let me zoom in a little. Let's see what we have. I guess there will be no fighters facing me in the first turn. And I actually expect I can advance right to the outskirts of this town. Oh, what town is this anyway? Dieppe. Okay. Famous for the raid on Dieppe. I think I can advance the Panzer IV directly to the town. No, I can't. There's an ambush there. Let's see if I can undo that move. Yes. Okay. Let's go here with the Panzer III. Then let's send in a Stuka to dive bombing. Looks like they have Great British heavy weapons infantry there, unfortunately. I thought most of the British were out of France by now, but I suppose not. Oops, I didn't mean to move that guy. I think we'll fire the big gun here. And then we will, I think, finish him off with the Panzer IV. There's more heavy weapon infantry, engineers in the forest. He got the Steamroller Award. He did get an award there or breakthrough, I mean. So, how to handle this, because these engineers are going to come out of the forest and attack my flank if I try to move an artillery along the road here. I think what I want to do is see how far I can get with an infantry and still dismount it. Yeah, they're really going to retard my advance here. Let's do this. Let's go Panzer 4 here, infantry here, 155, or yep, 155 can go, let's say, if I send him here, he can fire at the town next turn, which would be ideal. Let's do that. I'll send him here. He can fire at the town next turn. It doesn't let me fire on the infantry this turn, but I think that's okay. It's not great, but it's the way it goes. Okay, so that's basically the force that was headed west, except that I wanted to send another infantry west. Let's see what we find to the south first. So we will advance south here. Oh, let me undo that move. Okay, we will instead advance to, let's see what we can do. Let's advance this guy here. And then let's advance my infantry. What is this? This is a anti-tank gun. Let's advance this infantry here. The tank here. Push forward with the art. Actually, no. Undo those two. No, I can't undo them. Okay. What I'd like to be able to do is have an artillery to back up both of these infantry, because I know whichever I don't back will get attacked. So I think I'm more worried about this heavy weapons infantry, I believe. Let's see, what's the difference? His soft attack is 11, his ground defense is 9. If we look at this guy, his soft attack is 11, his ground defense is 8. Initiative is 4 on this guy. Let me check what it is on this guy. Initiative is 5. So this guy's got a higher initiative. This guy's the more dangerous unit. He's got a better defense, better initiative. So what we want to do, I think, is put the gun here. And actually, I wanted this gun to go west, but I didn't realize I'd have such opposition here. So he'll go here, and then let's make an attack on the infantry here. Unfortunately, the anti-tank is going to defend this infantry, so I really can't attack, but what I can do is probably send a Stuka after the anti-tank unit. Let's do that. And then I think it's going to be important to escort our Stukas, so let's let's send one. Actually, I'll send him here because he may try to raid my artillery. Let's do that. Actually, no. It won't let me undo it. Okay, and then let's send another Messerschmitt. I think I have to send him here. I'd like to be able to cause damage here, but it doesn't look like I will. I think I caused some, at least suppression. No damage, that's good. And then let's advance over here and just see what we're looking at. It looks like there's an AT gun. I kind of thought this could potentially be clear, but it's not. So we'll advance here. We'll hit this guy with, where's my 4th artillery? I have 1 artillery here, 1 artillery here. I should have 1 artillery. Oh no, there are 2 there. Okay. So let's fire the artillery, and then I can now get a 0-3 attack. Let's take that, I think. Drove him back. I can get a 0-4 attack. We'll take that. Looks like we'll need to use the Panzer 3 potentially to finish him off. That's okay, we can do that. Unfortunately, I took a loss there. I didn't expect to. I think I'll deploy this artillery, or move him one west so that next turn he can hit the city, or the, what is it, a town? Okay, so now I've got 3 level bombers and a fighter left to move. Let's put the best level bomber on. Tempted to go here, but I know he's gonna send some fighters forward. So actually, let's get some experience for this level bomber. We'll send him down here, do a bombing run. And we do have a fighter left, so we can escort any level bomber that we send forward. So let's send this guy after the engineer in the fort. There's an artillery there. And then let's go after the artillery with the... Oh, wow, there's a fighter there. We'll have to engage. That's a good fighter, too, 406. Not as good as the 520. All the French fighters are pretty good, actually. There's a Matilda. Okay. Boy, the British are really here in strength. I don't want to send this Dornier here because I know he'll just get ripped up by fighters. So I think what I'll do instead for him is... actually, I'll do nothing with him. Let me just leave him there. I think that's all my units. What's left? There's an attack here that I don't want to make. That's... Oh, I got a breakthrough here. You know, we could go ahead and send him west. I think it's an okay move, probably. Although I might want him here on the east side of the river with the city, Compiègne. I guess I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'm almost wondering if I'm going to want another Panzer III in the west, though. That's why I was tempted to move him west, but now I'll pass on it. Let's end the turn. Here comes a 520. That's the best French fighter. Hitting my artillery. There's a counterattack against my pioneers, or also an attack against the other pioneer. There's the Leo, that's a level bomber, hitting my artillery on the river. There's the 406 engaging my Messerschmitt without much success. That was pretty lucky for me, I think, that I didn't take more loss. His artillery fell back, his Matilda fell back, and he advanced out of the city with his heavy weapons. That's interesting. Okay, so turn 2. Let's start in the west, since I think this will be the key battle. I really want to hit the 406. I also have the 520. And we have an understrength ME-109 that I'd rather reinforce, but I might have to use. So let's send our best fighter, which would be the fighter with the leader. That would be this one, I think. Wait, where is my fighter with the leader? This is it. So my best fighter against the 520 is a -2, -3, -3, -5, -3, -4. Okay, so we will go with the -3, -5. We've got to whittle down this 520 or he'll just cause too much damage to me. Over here, I think what we want to do is... I think this is not a bad hex because I can escort my bombers from here. So we'll go here, we'll hit the 406. That's pretty weak now. The last fighter, I could either go after the 520 or I thought he sent in a level bomber. He did. Wow, I would take 2 losses hitting that. Is that a level bomber? I thought it was. That must be a really... Yeah, it is. That's a fantastic level bomber. He can... He can hit an even exchange with my my best fighter with the leader, although only at 8 strength. But he didn't cause any damage to my artillery, so he must be a really weak level bomber. So then the question is, do I want to... I think I'll hit the 520. That's probably my best bet. Which hex do I want to do it from? Let's do it from here. Okay. Let's hope that is all of the French fighter force, that I'm looking at all of it. If I am, then I'm pretty free to start launching my bombers. I'd really like to hit this artillery, ideally, so let's send the Stuka out there. Actually, let's send this Stuka out there. also want to hit this AT gun. That's going to be crucial for breaking this defense. So let's start with the Stuka against that. And as I mentioned in previous scenarios, Stukas are really good against equipment, not as good against soft targets. That's how it's always been in Panzer General Panzer Corp. I think it's the same. Well, let's check if it's the same here. Soft attack 9, hard attack 10. So really not a lot of difference. If I look at my level bombers, soft attack 14, hard attack not 6. So yeah, so it's pretty easy to get a plane that can do well against soft targets, harder to get a plane that does well against hard targets. So I think that's really where the Stuka is best used overall, is against hard targets. Okay, so next, I think we want to hit this heavy weapons infantry because we've got to dislodge him to advance farther. And then I think we also probably want to put in an attack on one of these two. Let's see, how bad is it going to be with the anti-tank gun? Not too bad. So yeah, let's try to move this heavy weapons infantry because he's already got some suppression. That would be my reasoning there. He's harder to kill though, and I really just need to get behind the lines to hit the AT. So on second thought, let's actually think about, well, no, let's see what we have over here first. Yeah, let's advance to the city. There's a tank, okay. And then we'll advance the artillery to support them. And we will advance our best tank here because we're going to have to face another tank. Looks like I will not be able to attack the city. He's dug in at a level of 6. So let's send our level bomber here, cause some suppression. And then let's see what we can get. A 1-5, a 2-3. Let's take the 1-5. We pushed him back. That will allow us to potentially hit the... I wish I had another tank here, boy. If I could reach, that would be fantastic to hit the AT gun. So we'll go with an advance here, hit the AT gun. It retreated. I won't be able to reach it, although I could use my level bomber on the AT gun. But let's hold him a little bit longer and see. Oh, I haven't fired my artillery. That was foolish. Doggone it. Let's suppress the heavy weapon because he'll probably try to make a counterattack. And then I can either reinforce here or cause a little damage. Let's, while they suppress, cause a little damage. Push them back. All my attacks are used in this area. Let's push forward. And over here, I've just got to decide about this Panzer IV. He could have a go at that heavy weapons infantry, or I could retain him to make attacks over here. You know, if I have a go at this guy, maybe I can make an attack with the Panzer III and then follow up with the Panzer IV. Let's see. A 1-2. That's not too good. So that didn't work out well. I could send a reinforcement to him. But actually, let's go over here, hit this heavy weapons unit. Try to accelerate what's happening over here. Oh, he surrendered. Fantastic. Brilliant. So that actually would have changed this guy's move potentially, but it's fine. Okay, so everything in the east is dealt with. Every plane has now been moved. We just have to deal with this heavy weapons infantry. So let's start with this. We can get a 2-3, a 1-3. Let's use the other gun. 1-3, a 0-3. Let's go with the 0-3. Push him back. Then we will... I know it's a little dangerous to advance into forest. And he does have an engineer here, which could be really dangerous. So... let's actually advance our infantry here. Push him west. And then bring forward our Panzer IV. He's going to retreat farther west. Panzer IV there is on clear terrain. I feel, oh, he surrendered. Fantastic. So I feel pretty good about resisting any attack by this guy. I can now, I believe, I could take the city. But if I think if I took the city, tanks don't defend well in villages or towns. This is a town, actually. So I believe I would face a counterattack by this infantry. So I really don't want my tank in that city. I'm not in that much of a rush to take it. So I think a better move here is to, let's move my, actually, if I move the gun up, he's almost sure to hit it with the tank, but it would be in town. This tank is not very good against infantry. Let's see, what can I do? I'll just go ahead and put the Panzer III here. And then I'll put the gun here. And the other gun here. I think I'm done. What's left? I don't want to make that attack. I'm done. Okay, on to turn 3. Counterattack, but I have some support, which is great. That looks like an armored car. Another attack out of the city. Boy, the AI is aggressive. He's attacking my level bomber. He hit it for 1. The Leo just suppressed. Another attack without any artillery support for me. Another attack on my... Wow. He really blasted my level bomber with both of his fighters. So clearly this level bomber just needs to reinforce. So we'll work on that. And then I think it's time to have a go. Well, I could try to shoot down his fighters. I was going to have a go at his level bomber, but honestly it's not doing much. So let's deal with the fighters. Here's the 406, the 520. We'll send my strongest fighter kind of behind them where I can escort my units. Let's try to kill the 520. So it's done. Nope, not done. And then we'll have a go at the... Do I want to kill the 520 or go after the 406? Let's go for the 406. Let's break it down to 1 point, hopefully. Oh, we shot it down. Brilliant. And then let's put some reinforcements into this. Let's put replacements into this fighter so that next turn I can go after the Leo level bomber, which seems to have a great air-to-air. I wonder if there's an AA gun here. I'm hoping not. Let's think about this. What am I going to do? I think I really want to put a Stuka on this Matilda. So let's do that. AA gun be damned, and luckily there is not an AA gun. So that's 2 points from the Matilda. Next question is, do I send my other Stuka after the artillery, or can I get to that artillery another way? My level bombers could do some suppression, but probably not kills to that artillery. I've got kind of a hot and heated engagement going on in several other places, so I think probably that's the wise choice with my Stuka, is to try to intervene on one of those fights. Specifically here, I think, since my tanks are Panzer IVs, not Panzer IIIs, and under strength, so let's have a go at this tank. Because both my Panzer IVs are down to 7, and I'd like to keep potentially some momentum here. I don't know if I'll be able to attack or not. Let's see. By the way, it looks like the AI... I thought they were doing replacements, but maybe not. Maybe they're not. Some scenarios they seem not to have much prestige to do replacements, so I suppose it's that way here. Okay, I'm sure I do not want to attack this Matilda, but the question is, do I want to attack the infantry? And can I attack the infantry? I think I probably can make an attack here on the infantry. So think let's move the Panzer 3 here. I really wonder what's in that town and whether it will jump out and hit my artillery if I leave it exposed. Looks like both my Panzer 3 and 4 don't do very well against this unit in Rouen. So I think I will go ahead and advance the 4 here. I want to get a look at that town. How can I do that? All right, let's send my weak. Thinking about not attacking at all, actually, but that's a pretty good attack. I don't really want to take a loss on my Panzer 4, but I don't want to waste a bomber here. Let's look at what I need on the other areas, how much bomber support I need. I think I'm not going to attack that tank. I'm going to go after this infantry. Yep. Let's hit this infantry. Do some damage there. And then let's, I may just try to reinforce my infantry, but I've got him on the run, so let's kill some units. We'll kill this guy. Let's also kill off this unit. Let's put in some reinforcements here. I don't really fear that tank with a 4 strength, so I'm going to put send this guy to full health or full strength. And then let's, I don't want to advance onto the river, but let's advance another hex. And here, if I leave that tank alone, he'll definitely come and hit my artillery, so I can't really leave him alone. I'd love to scout forward, but let's leave it like that. So I don't need any more plane support here, or air support here. I think I've only got one tank here. I can't really leave my artillery exposed, so I could go after the city. Let's go after the city, yep. It's a 1-6. I could probably use support from planes there, but I think I'll take this 1-6. Alright, we could take this city. I think that's a wise move. And then let's advance here, hit this guy, and then what I'll do is I will run away with the artillery. So let's see what his, oh wait, did I get a breakthrough? No, right? Let's see what his movement is, how far he can chase me. He's got a movement of 3. Oh, very, very slow. Okay. So if I send my artillery to, let's say, here, he shouldn't be spotted. No, he'll be spotted by the Leo. This guy's not going to be able to do much with the artillery, so I think I'm pretty safe to get my artillery here and dismount it. I think it can defend itself fine against that infantry. And then next turn, I can support my tank with some shots or a shot. Okay, so that's everything in the east. We still got 2 level bombers to use. Oh, I thought I only had 1. Interesting. Okay, so for the first level bomber, the best level bomber, let's go after the infantry. Didn't do much, actually. It's still a 1-6. I could hit the artillery, or I could go check out this town. I'm sure there's an infantry there, but it'd be nice to see what else is there. Yeah, let's go hit this artillery. Now can I get... Nope, still a 1-6. Oh well. C'est la vie. And then we can get a 0-4. But we would leave our artillery exposed potentially, so let's instead... There's actually really not any really good way to support our artillery here, because if I position artillery here, it can get hit by this infantry. Although this infantry is very weak, so I'm not so worried about it getting hit here, so I think that's what I'll do. Oh, I could have fired this guy. Yeah, let's fire him. And I'll end up here. Then I'll support him with this artillery, which can't fire, here. Okay. And then I'll put this tank here. Oh, interesting. So the town's empty. Let's see if we can undo 2 moves. We can. Okay. That opens things up a bit more. The Matilda only has a 3 movement, so he can't hit my artillery. We will go... The question is, what do I do here? If I go here, I can kill the artillery or hit the infantry. I don't think that's a good move. Let's go here. We'll hit the infantry. Push it back. No breakthrough. So now we'll move this infantry forward. Actually, we could take the town, but we'd stay in our trucks. That could be really dangerous. Let's not do that. And then we'll move this artillery, I think, into the forest here. It'll dismount. That way it can support this gun if it gets attacked, which I don't think it will. What do we have left? Have this tank left? But what's the movement on this guy? I think he's a 3 also, right? Yep. He, 1, 2, 3, could hit my artillery, but he's partially suppressed. How much suppressed is he? He's... I don't know actually how to tell what his suppression level is. That's interesting. His strength is 4. He's got a yellow. I suppose that means 1 point suppressed. Yellow, maybe red means 2 points suppressed. I don't know. I think we're done. Let's advance the turn. See what they do. Counterattack against my Panzer 3. Killed himself. Another counterattack. Took another point. My level bomber defended himself just fine. My artillery took a loss to the Leo bomber that's been... Oh, there's another. That's a Potez. That's a fighter bomber. Interesting. Okay. So more French air. I wonder where he came from. Took him a long time to reach the front. Okay. So my overworked Messerschmitts... By the way, they're going to need to move to a new airfield soon. I think I've got to go after this fighter bomber. Before I go after the Leo. The Leo just not very effective in his ground attack role. I'm trying to think where I want this guy. Yeah, let's escort our Stuka. Because I think the Stuka will hit the Matilda. Let's put reinforcements into this fighter. And then let's send the other fighter after the Potez to kill it. Alright. Now Stuka, definitely we should hit the Matilda. So we'll do that. The other Stuka is... Wow, he's down to 6 strength. That Potez, I think that's what hit it. Really hurt him. So he'll take reinforcements. Next, I think let's potentially hit that Matilda. Although he's probably going to do no damage to me. Still, he's a real threat. Let's hit him. I can only cause 1 damage to him, so let's do 1 point that we can do. And then let's advance and try to kill him. Done. Then we can get dismounted and take the airfield. Let's do that. By the way, did I get an overrun with either of these? No. So let's start trying to reduce the city. And then let's take this. I think we can take this town. Or better, we really need to take this town. So let's do that. We'll take this town. And then let's move forward with our gun. I'm trying to think which one I want and which hex. This is the most likely hex to be attacked, so I think we want the long gun there. And we'll put the more versatile 155 here, since it can fire both in defense against both hard and soft targets, so that way it can defend all three of these units. I think I'm done in the west, around Rouen, and I'm actually ready to assault Rouen potentially next turn. Over here, we really just have this one tank left to deal with, although I am really weak. So let's, how do we want to do this? I'm just checking what I've got available. I think I don't think I need to fire that artillery. It's not going to do any damage. I really need to reinforce this guy, so let's do that. Let's also reinforce this unit. Let's move forward. Take a shot at this guy. He'll retreat into the forest. I can't finish him, so instead of going after him, I'm going to take some more reinforcements so I can try to get myself up to tip-top shape. Same here. I hate to, if I put a reinforcement, he's probably just going to get bombed again by the Leo. But I'll do that. Maybe the Leo will hit something else, or maybe it won't cause damage next turn. Here, we definitely want to try to finish off this infantry, so let's take care of that. And then we can scoot forward with our tank, I think. What can we do over here? Let's move next to the city. Take a shot. Try to keep some pace here because we're spending a lot of time just fighting in place and not advancing. Let's see what else we have left. We've got our weak level bomber and both strong level bombers. So let's send the strongest level bomber to hit the city. Start to do some work there, hopefully. Let's send the weaker level bomber to hit this tank. Actually, I should have hit this tank before I attacked it. That was silliness. And the weak level bomber, I could use him to sort of scout forward, but I'd rather not take losses with him. Oh wow, that's empty. That's good. I think let's go after this artillery. It's right next to the 520, but he's suppressed, so he can't do anything. Oh good, I actually probably got some experience out of that because I think... No, I didn't. I didn't kill anything, so probably no experience. This guy got an overrun, so I can put replacements into him. That's fantastic, and I'm done. On to turn 5. Attack on my Panzer III and my bomber. He came out to hit my 210. Okay. So it's finally, I think, time to go after the Leo. Let's see what we've got available. This fighter will move, let's say, here and hit the Leo. He's down to 6. I don't think he can actually cause any damage as a 6, so I'm tempted to, instead of making more attacks against him, rebase some fighters forward and put replacements, but let's try to be sure. Let's send one more attack in against him. I'm trying to see which has the leader. I think that is... Actually, this guy is the leader. Oh, he has the leader. Okay. Let's send this plane in. Well, he is really fighting back. Okay, he's down to 4, so let's base a fighter forward potentially, but let's wait. We'll make that decision later. I know we want to try to hit this town, so we'll send our best level bomber in against the town. And then we'll bombard the town. We can also, let's go take this town while we're at it. At least flag it for us. Let's then go over here and knock out this artillery so it can't fire in support of the town. I should get a breakthrough on this, or an overrun I mean. We'll advance again and kill this infantry on the river. Perfect. That worked out great. Next, let's see what we've got. I think we need to fire another artillery here. The other option would have been to put replacements into that artillery. I should be able to take the town with this attack. I think he'll retreat. Let's see. Yep. Rouen is taken. Let's advance onto the airfield here. And then let's advance to this X and dismount. This way, this artillery that's more versatile can support all 3 units. Okay, in the center, I can use a Stuka, but they're about to get out of range. No, they're not really. Okay, let's use a Stuka, finish this guy off. Or, should we do something else with the Stuka? Okay, I had to step away for a minute, but I'm back to see if we can make some more progress on this scenario. We're at the halfway mark. I think we're at a new turn here. I lost track a little bit when I stepped away, but let's see if we can finish off this unit in Le Havre. It retreated, so let's grab a fighter and see if that will be able to reach. Nope. Let's send this fighter in and try to finish it off. Yep, gone. Great. Okay. Next, I think let's move this fighter to a forward airfield. Let's pick this airfield. And then let's send this fighter up to a forward airfield. And let's choose, I believe, the northern airfield for this fighter. Okay. And then looks like we're ready to advance west toward Caen, but we have no troops to lead the way, just artillery. So let's see. Let's send this Panzer IV out. Looks like the city is defended. I'd like to get this. What do we have here? This is a. Okay, so I'd like to get this guy moving. I wonder if he can reach the city if this Panzer III moves. I bet he can. Okay, I changed my mind. Let's start around Paris because maybe there's still some enemy left there, or are they all dead as well? No, there's an AA gun. So let's try to reduce that. Hopefully I can kill it with a Stuka so that I can keep moving my planes. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, yeah, it's suppressed. I can do that. Hopefully I don't take any losses. Nope. Super duper. Okay, and then we definitely know we have to take Orléans. I guess what we can do, instead of advancing cross-country... Actually, was Orléans empty? I don't remember. I don't think it's empty. It's an objective hex. It must not be. So I think what I'll do is I'll advance southwest along the road and then make a decision about which way to send each unit as they reach this junction. So let's do that. Here we go. Somehow I'm not able to get into that city with any units. That's odd. This guy can take the city. Huh. That's very odd. Okay, so I'll advance cross country here. And the Panzer IV also will advance cross country and then head west if there's no opposition. Although I could send the Panzer IV west now, because there's really a lot to take out here. I think I'll add a reinforcement to this gun. Oh no, we already fired. I can't add a reinforcement. Yep, let's send him here. Let's send this tank straight west along the road. No opposition, it looks like. And then let's begin to bring these guns possibly... I don't think I'm going to be able to attack any city soon because there is no infantry forward. I've got one. Here's an infantry. I'll bring him here. So I'm basically going to be waiting a while for infantry to come forward no matter where I go. Let's send this tank west. This tank, let's just cross the river here. These guns, I think it's okay to start bombarding, so let's kind of do that. This would be 3 hexes, 1, 2, 3. This would be 4 hexes. I think I'll actually put him here, and that way he can be backed up by this gun. What's left to move? My level bombers can rebase to a new airfield, so let's send one here. And then let's send one, let's say, I think both of them here actually. Okay. The Stuka, is there anything he can productively bomb? Doesn't look like it. He could scout, but of course he's pretty vulnerable to AA, so that might not be the best option. But still, let's get in a little scout. Let's send him here. And he actually ended up right on top of a unit. So it looks like here we have an AT gun and an infantry. What else do I have to move? Oh, we're done. End of the turn. Let's hope this infantry doesn't advance against my artillery. They shouldn't technically be able to spot him. Okay, good, they couldn't. This infantry has a long way to go to catch up, but let's get started. And then let's bombard here. And then let's send in a level bomber. Ah, right, I'm not going to be able to attack it because of that gun. Okay, can the Stukas do any damage to this gun? No, because he's dug in. So I need to start digging him out. So let me send a level bomber up to start suppressing him, reduce his entrenchment. Let's use this. I have 2 Panzers here. Let's send one, I think here. The other here. Then we will send this gun forward. And try to dig him out a little more so that eventually we can get the Stukas in there to do damage to him. Here he's fully entrenched also. So we'll send the level bomber to get started on reducing this one. I believe I've already fired both these guns, yep. This tank I can move. I don't want to put too many tanks in the north. So let's do this. And then let's do this. And then here we should be able to... I wonder if... That's open, but there's a bunker there. Those are deadly. You really don't want to be next to those in any sort of a vulnerable position because those are very strong. So let's see if the Stuka can reach it. If not, I might move it to a different airfield. It can't reach. I think I'll move the Stuka to this airfield so that it can start to bomb that bunker. Or maybe I can just bypass the bunker. The problem is I want to take the town, and the bunker will shoot at whoever takes the town. I think we'll go cross-country here to try to get down to Orleans. I will send this artillery, I believe, here. He should be pretty flexible to hit the bunker or the city from there. And then we have 2 planes here. I don't think I can cause any damage to the bunker or to the city, so no use for that guy to even fly, really. If I advance this unit, he could be stuck in trucks and spotted by the bunker, so I will probably either walk it forward or reinforce it. I think I'll go ahead and walk it forward. Actually, no, I need to capture that city, so let's take the city. Have I already moved all my guns? I think I have, yep. Okay, we'll take this city. And then this tank, we will start to move south because we already have 2 tanks in the north. Here we have a level bomber. He can't really reach much. Anything, actually. He can't reach anything. He could reach these guys, so let's bomb them. I've got a Stuka. I'm tempted to actually send him to a different airbase. I think I'll do that. Let's send him down here. Let's do the same with a fighter if I've got one still available. Yep, down here. Turns out that this airbase up at Rouen is really far from anything. To be honest, it just can't reach much. So I might leave this fighter here just because he could help to mop up anybody that retreats out of Caen. But I'm going to need another airfield that can allow me to project air power farther west. And I don't see one. So that might really be an Achilles heel for the drive west. There's just not an airfield. There's this airfield down here at Le Mans, which wouldn't be bad. Not great, but not bad. I'm actually tempted to move the other fighter down here. Let's not, though. Let's instead move this fighter forward. And let's see what's left. 1 fighter, 1 tank, but I don't want to shoot. Well, I don't think I want to shoot. That's a 1-5. That's really not bad. Let's make this attack. So now this fighter has something he can do. He can go hit this infantry on the river. Great. Turn done. Turn 12 coming up. Okay. We definitely want to have a go at this city soon, if we can. One problem is, if I don't back up the infantry with artillery, he'll attack it. Even if I do back it up with artillery, he'll probably attack it. Let's get it backed up. Let's start to bring down the entrenchment level here. It's down to 7. Let's get our weak. We've got 1 weak short-range level bomber, if I can find it. Here it is. And let's send him to bombard the city. And then let's get a good level bomber, use him on this AT gun. Let's use the ME-109 to bomb the unit on the river. Let's bombard this AT gun. So now, let's reinforce this infantry. I can hit the AT gun for 3. I can hit the unit on the river for 3. So let's hit the unit on the river. I think that should kill it. Yeah, done. And then let's take a chunk out of this AT gun. He fell back. We'll move the artillery up. Let's So what to do with this guy? He's in a truck. I think he can stay right where he is, actually. Let's move him a little bit farther south. So he's on, no, actually I don't like it. I think I want two artillery on this northern path, so I'll leave him up here. Because if I can't use air power up there, I'm going to need a lot of artillery to dig units out of rough terrain. We'll take Khan. If I have another air unit in range, I don't think I do. I could potentially kill that AT gun, but I don't think that's possible. Okay, so the north is basically done. We have one level bomber. I think we want to use him on Orléans. So let's do that. Let's take our Stuka against this bunker and start working on it. Let's advance here. We still won't be able to make an assault on the city. I think I'll advance here just so I can spot what else is there. Nothing else there. Let's start to bombard the city. I'd love to put a reinforcement into that artillery, but I'm a little bit worried about the turns now because there's so far to go to advance. I don't want to lose this airfield, but I hate to leave this tank just sitting here. Let's go scout Le Mans. I'll go right over the city. So there's no AA gun that I can see, but we do have a... Oh, there's an AA gun. Can I undo that? Yes. Boy, they really shouldn't let you undo those. So this city is heavily defended, we can see. I'll go ahead and advance here. Maybe I can get the... Ideally I could get the... They've got artillery, they've got a lot of stuff here. So if this tank comes out and wants to take a shot at me, I think I'm okay with that. We're going to need... I wonder if I can undo those last two attack moves. Nope. Okay, so then the question is, I don't know how infantry does in an assault against bunkers. Let's check the statistics. Hard attack is better than soft attack. Ground offense initiative is 7. Very high initiative. I think engineers do well against bunkers, so let's advance him on foot so that next turn he could potentially attack that bunker. And then really all I have left is some air power, but my Stuka has no target. Let's just double check what I have here. Oh, these guys need to advance. So I've got one. I actually need this infantry up here, so I'll advance him max speed. That's not a bad attack, but I think I'll just wait. Okay, I think I'm done. Yep. He did come out to fight, and he did well against my Mark IV. Oh, that's an S-35. I thought it was the H-35. S-35 is a good unit. Okay. Maybe I can get away with a bombing attempt against this S-35. Let's go ahead, see if the AA comes out to fight me. Then I think I'll fall back with the Mark IV. We need to get an attack made on this city. So let's take a level bomber down there. Oh, he can't quite reach. Maybe this one can. Yep. Let's hit it with the artillery. Other Stuka can go for this bunker again. We can advance here. Let's go ahead and make the attack. Gotta get moving a little bit. He retreated. Then we should be able to move on to here and hit him on the river. And he's done. Okay, so next, that bunker I think is still too tough to tackle, so I'll put a reinforcement in here. And then I will move the artillery onto the road, so he's really ready to roll once we deal with the bunker. And that's really, I think, everything I can do in the south. Here, we'll bombard the city. And then let's send in a level bomber. I think maybe the best one, because this is, I think, the only other attack I might make this turn that's difficult. That gives us a 0-6, perfect. He's done. Okay, let's take the city with the artillery. And then let's start to press south toward Rouen. I know if I go here, well, actually, I think I'm pretty safe to go here. Let's see. Oh, maybe not though. I need infantry in the west. So is one infantry going to be enough for this west push? I'm not sure. Let me add a replacement here. I will try to eliminate this guy. I'll add replacements here. Then I will move up these guns a little bit. I think I can take that city successfully. This is in a half track, I believe. So let's take it, and then we will bring the gun forward. Oh good, I got a breakthrough, that's awesome. Let's advance here. And so now we have to get to the question of what to do with this infantry. I believe I should send them north, because I'll eventually have 2 infantry to assault Le Havre, and I think that's going to be enough. So let's try to keep the northern push strong. What's left here? We have a fighter. There is no airfield to deploy the fighter to, and it can't reach a single thing from where it is. So I don't think there's any point in leaving the fighter here. Let's go ahead and send them to this airfield, even though it is not much of an improvement. And I think that's it for the turn. This guy doesn't really have anything to do. Although I could work my way west around the city. I think that's actually a good idea. Let's do that. He would be supported by this AT gun, so we don't want to make this attack. Okay, end the turn. Okay, then oh, nice counterattack. This must be forest. Oh, it's bocage. That's terrible terrain for tanks, so no wonder that was so successful. Let's start to hit this town. And let's see if we can reach it with a level bomber. Yes, barely. Boy, do we need another airfield. Let's hit it with this level bomber. Actually, we'll wait. Let's see what happens down here. So we send the Stuka after this. We bombard this. We assault this. Should be... Actually, it's already dead. Perfect. Okay. Where's that AA gun? It's here. If I hit the AA, it looks like nothing else is going to shoot at me, so this is brilliant. Let's hit the AA, since he moved away from his artillery. And then let's send the Stuka... Where is my Stuka in the north? Where is my other Stuka? I've lost track of Stuka number 2. Okay, let's bring up the unit overview. Oh, he's at the rear airfield. Okay. He needs to move to a better airfield, so we'll send him here. That's unfortunate. I was hoping I could hit that tank with him this turn, but I cannot. So instead what I'll do is I'll put reinforcements into this tank, and then I think I'll send a fighter after this guy. No, he'll take a loss because the AA will shoot, so that won't work. There aren't really any other good options there, so I think I'll send the infantry forward as far as it can go and still dismount, which will be here. And then I think we want to take this town, so let's do that. And then let's send this artillery forward. And then let's go after... Actually, I can't go after anything with my air here because that AA is still around. So yeah, not a thing to do with all this. All these units, all these air units, you'll just have to wait. And then... here we basically want to run away with the tank. So let's send it to a clear hex somewhere. Where's a clear hex? Is this clear? Yep. Okay. So we'll send it here. And then let's advance the infantry. He'll dismount. Let's push the gun. Now why can't this gun shoot? Did I already shoot him? I honestly don't remember shooting those guns. Maybe I did. Alright, we'll push them forward. This infantry can roll up. This Panzer... What should we do with him? I don't think actually, I could move him south. Mainly in the north. With this terrain, what he's going to be good for is just occupying flags, which I can kind of do with artillery because of how close the cities are. So yeah, I think I'll send him south because he may come in useful against the all the technical gear, the AT gun, the artillery, the AA gun in the south at Le Mans. So we'll do that. We've got this level bomber. Let's send him after the city. Actually, that was the decision we were trying to make earlier. Yep, we'll send him after, because I wanted to see if this city had a unit to use this level bomber against. It does not. So we'll send a level bomber there, and then the other level bomber, we're really at the limit of our range. I think they'll move to a new airfield, because really this airfield is useless henceforth. What else do we have? We've got another level bomber that has nothing it can do because of the AA. Again, this is completely useless airfield, so I'll send it to this airfield, which is slightly less useless. This infantry can take a reinforcement and then come forward next turn. This gun, I already have 2 guns in the north, that's probably enough. So I will send the gun south. That's it. On to turn 15. Boy, time is getting short. Wow, this guy's encircled. I really hope he doesn't surrender or something crazy. No, okay, never mind. It was his unit that was encircled, I think. So he gave up the city. He seems to do that a lot. Let's bring in our remaining northern plane. Suppress him. Fire this artillery. Put a replacement into this artillery so that he's ready for next turn. Then I think what we want to do is occupy the city, make an attack. We will send this gun. We'll send the gun here, advance the infantry, and hopefully kill them off. Yep. Let's reinforce this tank. Okay, the north is done. The main action now is at Le Mans. So we can potentially kill this AA. Let's do that. Actually, the tank might be better to kill this tank. I do have this guy. I hate to get next to that AA gun, but I think I can soon send the Stukas in. So let's kill the AT gun. Let me kill the AA. And then let me send the Stukas after. Oh wow, they can't reach much, can they? They can reach this tank, so we'll do that. What about my other Stuka? I think he can reach farther, so I need to go after either the artillery or the AT. Can't damage the artillery, so we'll hit the AT. Now we should have a couple of level bombers. With those, let's go after the, I think the city. No, we'll go after the artillery. Suppress it, and then the other level bomber, the worst level bomber, will go after the city. Start to reduce it, because I'm not going to attack the city this turn. Not really any good attacks here that I'm seeing. I think before we hit the city, we need to knock out this anti-tank gun, because it will fire in support of any defender around this at the city. So it's important to knock him down, and it looks like we can do that with this attack, and then we can take the airfield. Aha, an airfield. This is going to be great. We need an airfield. We can take this knock out this unit, and then nothing can be done here, so let's put in a replacement, and then let's advance next to the city, backed by artillery. This gun already fired. Let's send him west of the city. That's actually a great position, because then he can advance. After the city falls, he can go west more quickly. We have this guy at full strength, so let's truck him along the road. What's left here? This guy. This unit. Okay, so now we have, I believe, just 3 fighters left. And there's really not a thing for them to do except that they can start to redeploy to this forward airfield. So we'll do that. And I don't know if there are any other units left. Oops, I meant to move him to the forward airfield, but somehow I missed it. What units are remaining? 1, 2, 3. This unit can't make any good attacks. Oh. I think we're done. Yep, we're done. On to turn 16. Okay, turn 16. We'll start it at the hot spot, the south. Let's see what the Stukas can do versus that artillery. This one can't reach. This one could only knock one off. So I think probably the Stukas aren't a great option there. We have 2 level bombers, so let's roll those in. I really thought that I would do better with my tanks against that artillery. Boy, that's a toughie. So I don't know if I can attack the city this turn because my losses would be pretty rough. I don't love that at all. Here, I can get a good attack. So, yeah, we'll bombard the city a little. Now, why did that turn into a 3-6 after I bombarded? That's interesting. Well, I think I'll just take the 3-6. Wonder if it would be helped by moving that guy in. No, apparently not. So let's move him back. The mass attack effect isn't that strong. Let's see if he retreats. Yes, excellent. Okay, here we'll take the shot with the Panzer 4. Then with the Panzer 3, we should get an overrun out of that. Not that it matters, I don't need the second attack. Let's move the infantry. I'm tempted to actually move the infantry west because we've really got to hustle at this point. And I believe once we take that city, the scenario will end. So we actually can't take that city. Yeah, let's head west. Go west, young man. This guy's already fired. I'm gonna really stretch him out. We don't want to give up that airfield. We will push the artillery west. We will push the infantry through. Yep. Stukas can be rebased to this forward airfield. Alright, and in the north, let's see what we have. We can actually get a unit to here, so let's do that. Let's move this unit to here. Ah, it's empty, hold on. We can just take it. Let's see if we can undo both those moves. Perfect. Okay. So we can take Cherbourg. And then we do have an airfield here. So we can just rush through. Hold on. Let's go this way. Let's go to here. We can go to here. And then this tank can come south and take these cities on the way south. There's actually an airfield there I wish I'd taken. Let's take that airfield if I can undo the last move. No, I can't. I never can figure out undo in this game, when you can undo, when you can't. It's a little bit confusing, I would say. Let's move this one to the southern airfield. That one seems actually good enough for what we need to do. This fighter, let's send it to do some scouting here. Oh man, everything's empty except there is an AA gun here, which is going to take a shot at my fighter, but that's okay. This fighter, I'll scout over here. There's some cavalry, interesting. Then I'll use my other fighter to hit the cav. I doubt it'll do anything though. And I think that's all my units. What's left? This tank, I think I want to leave it there, and that's it. Okay, turn 16. So let's take this town. Oh no, they're attacking. it's raining, so no planes. Boy, he really pounded. I'm down to 6 with this this infantry unit. He really hit me hard. I want to give reinforcements here, so let me do that. I'll move these guys. I could move them forward to protect the artillery. I think that's probably a wise choice. Let's do that. Okay, the artillery is now screened. And then here, let's fire away at the AA gun. Really, the best solution to AA guns is artillery. I can go after the cav. Let's do that for sure, since he's suppressed. Wow, I can go after that AA gun big time. Let's do that. You know what? Let's not push it into the woods. Let's push it onto the road potentially. Now what I don't want to run into is a situation here where I don't take the city at the end. So I probably should fire that gun before I move it at this artillery, but he would take losses. What in the world's gonna... Oh, this guy can hurt the artillery, so let's see if we can push him out of the city. I was wondering what could hurt him. He seems pretty tough. Here we can get a 0-2 result. I like that. He's dead. Okay, so now we can send the gun west, and I think that's it. Let's see if there's anything else to move. This guy can't switch to a different airfield. All I've got left, I think, are planes. Yep. Okay, turn 17 done. On to turn 18. Let's see what he does. He doesn't really have a lot of options at this point, so let's take this town, kill this guy. Next we'll fire our guns here. We can advance, kill him with the infantry. And then hopefully the other infantry can advance directly into the town. We can take this town, we can take this down, and then we can take the city and win the scenario. Done. Okay. Paris victory. Continue. Now I'm really interested to find out what happens next. With nearly all of Western Europe defeated, the Axis powers turn their gaze east and prepare to face the massive behemoth that is the Soviet Union. Meanwhile, the Afrika Korps continues the battle against the British on a new continent. Strategic warning. The decision will significantly influence your campaign's future. You will either continue to fight the Western powers or engage the Soviet Union for a considerable amount of battles after this choice. I've always enjoyed the Eastern Front, so I'm probably tempted to go for Barbarossa. You probably get some big tanks to run around with. That sounds more interesting to me. North Africa would be good as well. I think I'm going to need to save the game so I can make either choice in the future. But here's what I'll do. In the next video, I'm going to go into Barbarossa. But just for kicks, I'm going to choose Africa now, and then I'll return to the last save the game, and proceed in the next video to Barbarossa. But let me show you and me what North Africa looks like. So let's see what this looks like. I'm not actually going to do it, but let's just see what it would be. Oh, when you win a battle, you get prestige for unspent turns. Okay, so you do get prestige for ending it early. Okay, let's listen to the briefing.
Well, Herr General, I hope you scraped the rust off your panzers and are ready for action once again. Our Italian friends are in trouble and we're moving in to assist. A fellow veteran of your campaign in France, newly promoted General Lieutenant Rommel, has some intriguing ideas I want to share with you. Rather than just hold the line here, Rommel has suggested a reconnaissance in force. to probe the state of the British forces, yeah? Start here, make contact with the leading British elements, and see just how strong or weak their grip on the desert really is. Should you only encounter limited enemy resistance, perhaps a detour to Benghazi would not be out of the question. If you want, the African desert is a wide open and hostile place, offering little cover outside of scattered towns and villages clustered around the occasional oasis. So, plan your forces accordingly. Depending on the strength of resistance you encounter, I'd like to see if you can scout all the way to the outskirts of Tobruk, here and here. Once your mission is completed, report back to me directly. I will handle any objections from Italian Commando Supremo. But the more successful your recon mission, the easier that will be for me. Do make my life easy for once, Herr General. Dismissed.
So we would get a leader here, fast rebase. Aircraft does not spend move action on rebase. That's not bad, I guess. I'm not sure. We would have core slots 72. Wow, I thought that the core slots would be reduced in Africa, but that's going to be a huge force. And I'm just curious what kind of upgrades are available here. Nothing in the infantry. Tanks. Previously we had the 4D and we had the 3F, I believe. Now we can get the 3G. The 4E, which looks like it still has a large caliber, low muzzle velocity type of gun. The 3H. And it looks like we have some points of Matilda too. That's interesting. That's a really good tank. I don't know if it's as good as the 4E or the 3H. Probably is as good as the 4E, 3H, I'm not sure. So that's interesting. We're all the way up to the 3H. Armored cars, no upgrades. It looks like, I think this is new. Yeah, this is new. A 50 millimeter AT gun. AA, nothing new. Artillery, we get rockets, the Nebelwerfer, 41. I bet it's a really short range gun. Let's see, yeah, 2 range, not that short, but should be pretty powerful, especially when it becomes, there are other versions I think that'll come of the Nebelwerfer. Good, a new version of the BF-109, that was needed probably. A longer range version of the Junkers 87, the Stuka. Here we got a new Dornier, the 217E to replace the 17Z. So yeah, many upgrades. Fantastic, exciting stuff. Okay, I'll end the video here, and next time I will be heading into Russia. Thank you.